Uh, let's go and go over a brief breakdown of what's going on. The Derecho that I have talked about earlier, my wife and my forecast today has begun from northwestern Oklahoma through the Oklahoma and Texas panhandles. We have had a confirmed tornado that touched down, I believe, out in Cimarron County of Oklahoma. It's still ongoing, I believe, down into Texas. So keeping a close eye on that. Uh, this storm was tornado warned earlier. It is no longer tornado warned, but it does have a severe thunderstorm warning on it for, I believe it was golf ball size hail, tennis ball size hail now actually. And over here to the east, out to this storm. Here's this kind of cluster of supercells. I'm kind of curious to know what this is on the backside. I'm not actually entirely certain. It looks like a gust front to me. That could be like this right here. This is the cold front, I'm pretty sure, right here. But what this is a big cluster. Looks like a bit of a gust front out ahead of it now, at least on the southwest side here. So I don't think we'll get any tornadoes out of this portion. But we are seeing, looks like maybe gust front continues here. But if we go over to velocity, we are seeing some maybe a damaging wind gust out here in this red from Medford down to Jefferson. A couple nights ago, we had a very powerful windstorm that went through Pond Creek and Wilmot just again a couple nights ago. So these people out here, Pond Creek, Jefferson, Wilmot, Tonkawa, Blackwell, Oklahoma. You need to get ready for this storm because it is getting stronger. It is producing stronger winds now. Right now it's sitting at 50, maybe a gust of 60 in there. But right now this is heading east northeast. This is heading almost due east, so it looks like it may just clip Wilmot, Deer Creek, and I'm gonna go and put a bit more of a better path on it here. Uh, see here, so hang on, I am gonna go ahead and go off into base velocity here for a moment. How fast are these moving, actually? So these are moving east at about 25 miles per hour. So, let me go and set 25 miles per hour. Alright, well, hey, and there was just a new scan here on Radar Omega. So, let me go ahead and no, I don't want. All right, we're looking at. All right, so Medford, right now, Pond Creek is pretty much in a couple minutes at 329. Jefferson 335. Medford 350. Clyde 352. Wilmot 402. Numa 402. Deer Creek 413. Eddy 416. Nardin 421. Tonkawa. Uh, so there's actually quite a bit of population out here. But right now we're still dealing with uh, this storm coming through right now. So see here. That tornado out near in the Texas Panhandle, that has lifted, but we do have uh, well, there's New tornadoes. Okay, there is a tornado warning, but that's all the way out in Virginia. That is not kind of where I usually look in, so I won't be going all the way up there. But right now, we do have damaging. It looks like a storm that is trying to get stronger here. 50-mile-per-hour winds right now. It wouldn't surprise me if we get a 60. I guess a 60 or two out of this. This is all shifting off to the east. It just passed Jefferson and probably Medford by now. Deer Creek, Lamont, Blackwell, Tonkawa, and any other areas out here. It's kind of almost looks like a bow now, but this is coming to the east. You do need to get ready for this again. Medford, Jefferson, Lamont, Deer Creek, Blackwell, and maybe Tonkawa. If this storm could hold together and get stronger as it moves to the east, you will be dealing with 50 to 60-mile-per-hour winds. 60-mile-per-hour winds, that is damaging. So you will have to get ready for that, and maybe even we can see a tornado or two on that line there. But for the most part, it looks like there is a gust front coming out of that, so hopefully that keeps it from getting too strong. Let's go out to this storm near Texas, near Amarillo right now, Texas. I'm not seeing much rotation in there, so that's good. But that can change fairly quickly. Let's go down to southwest Oklahoma and northern Texas here. Far northern Texas, we do have a bit of a cluster forming here. Some of these supercells can produce large hail, damaging winds, and as it continues off to the southeast, this is not the main part of the derecho, but these can kind of knock down some of the kind of energy and fuel up in the atmosphere. But let's go ahead and go to the storm here in the Texas Panhandle, just east of Tex Line, which is right here. So we do have this hook. We still have the hook there. It's a very apparent hook. Let's go ahead and look at velocity. Yeah, there it is. Your tornadoes can be in there. It was much stronger again up in Cimarron County, Oklahoma, but luckily it did weaken down some. I think it could have been a strong tornado for sure. But that just on velocity readings, it may have been a strong tornado up there. But I think that it looked like there was also some debris wafted, so it may have hit a home or two. So that's not very good. But again, hopefully there's no injuries or deaths out of this. I highly doubt it. But you can't be too sure about some of these things sometimes. And there's this weaker little shower thunderstorm thing here coming into Clayton. Not severe. And this storm is producing some very large hail too here. Very, very big hail. And let's go over to this storm here in further to the east near Guyman. This again had a tornado warning on it earlier. It's not as well defined as it was earlier for sure. Your rotation is kind of up here. Near Optima and northeast of Guyman, but it looks like these storms are kind of influencing each other. Looks like a backwards hook, which is good. So yeah, there's still some meso on it, but it looks like it's becoming a bit more influenced and messed up by some of these other storms, which is good. It looks like this storm, they just get a new severe thunderstorm warning on it for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts on it now. And it does look like a gust front is trying to preclude from further northeast. Let's go ahead and look at velocity. Let's go look at SRV, storm relative velocity, actually. It looks like it's definitely not as well defined here. Still some 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts in this thing. Constant winds anyways. Still could see a gust up to 60 in here though. Still isn't that favorable environment for those kind of winds. Look how it just kind of spread it out here. Like I had maybe like a chunk up here, maybe piece here, piece here. It was definitely coming together there, and it is starting to fall apart a little bit. Well, let's go and head up here into southeast Kansas. I think Nano's calling you. Never mind. And we do have this big 2-inch hail. That is going to be some 2-inch hail in here. That's some big hail in there for sure. But right now, again, this is heading southeast. Almost looks like does look like there's some spin and rotation in there. It's not tornado warned yet, surprisingly. But I think that's behind the cold front. If it is behind the cold front, then this won't be tornado warned. We may not get a tornado out of that. You can have severe weather behind a cold front, but in most cases, it's a little on the lower end. You can get some bigger hail and hailstones out of it, but most of the time, these storms behind a cold front just are not as strong as they are ahead of it. Man, look at this. The storm is still kind of chugging along here, east of Texwine. Here's the area of spin, still just sitting there. Here's a bit of weakness in there though. It is not at the moment. It is not confirmed. Yeah, there definitely is a little bit of weakness in there. So this could be another tornado on the ground. If it is, it's a fairly weak storm right now. Or sorry, it is still a very strong storm, but if we do have a tornado, it's a fairly weak tornado. So definitely keeping a close eye on this storm right now. This storm is still kind of far away from the radar site, so. Oh yeah, look at that. That might be a debris signature right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and look into velocity here. It's not in the right spot though, but it is far away from the radar, and that is in the hook. That looks weird. It looks like it looks kind of weird because we know there's rotation, but we do see that little dot there. I see it on radar Omega, radar Omega on my left as well. Couple cells going up between Dumas and Morse, Texas. Those need to be watched closely because anything out here, anything ahead of the cold front, which is pretty much right here, anything ahead of it can become severe. Severe storm all the way down near Shreveport. Severe storm here near Childress, Texas, one near Amarillo, and then we have the main line developing here, the main derecho, or here, again from northern Oklahoma out to the Panhandle, and all these storms, they're still quite young, so as they continue shifting to the south and southeast, Oklahoma City and surrounding areas, Amarillo, maybe as far south as Lubbock, Texas, the main area of instability and where we're expecting possibly up to 100 miles per hour winds is kind of out here, but it wouldn't surprise me if we see more like 80 to even 90 mile per hour winds out here in Oklahoma City and surrounding areas. We've already had a tornado today as well out in the Texas Panhandle. Let's go and go to the Storm Prediction Center here and see what they have. If they have anything new. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch currently out in effect here. This is going to be for northwest Oklahoma and the Oklahoma and Texas panhandles. Probabilities for a tornado, it says 20%. It's very low. It's low, but I would say it should be more of a closer, higher up to a tornado watch. Because we may see a tornado watch further to the south and southeast, maybe, because as the derecho continues off to the, as the derecho forms up here, off to the south and southeast, tornado threat should increase with time, later this afternoon and evening when the low-level jet starts to kick in, and yeah, new watch possibility here. Where is that? Is it? Looks like, looks like southwest Oklahoma, northwest Texas. Very, very weird to see right now. That's what it looks like to me. And we can, yeah, there it is. We may see another watch further to the south. So, yeah, right now, this storm is continuing off that area where we're probably going to see tornado watches out here. Again, this is only a severe thunderstorm watch, pretty much kind of out here. Kind of like a backwards Oklahoma. Tornado still not confirmed right now out here on this cell. It kind of looks like a little debris signature on that hook almost. But velocities further to the velocity showing a little further to the east. But again, this is searching up several thousand feet up into the air, so this may not be a tornado at all, and could be just damaging winds, RFD wrapping around it. Let's go ahead and look at these storms here. Maybe something a little bit there. And the hook, looks like a little hook trying to form there. How fast do these go up? And we're already seeing some hail out of this, so we could be seeing some quarters trying to come out of that now. And let's go up here to these storms up over here in Oklahoma, northern Oklahoma. These are moving more easterly, more east and southeasterly. So these storms up here, these may not affect the Oklahoma City metro area, but they are heading towards I mean, the cold front's kind of pressing on these, so they should all shift southeast eventually. Here's like the current path, right? Like kind of right now. East, southeast almost. Could get really close to Tulsa as it continues to shift east, southeast. It may just hug along the the Oklahoma State and the Kansas State borders out here. And then here's like a cluster of storms. I don't think this is what's going to be producing the 100-mile-per-hour winds. These weren't even like really forecasted all that much though. See, that was. I'm not seeing it on Radar Omega yet, but let's go ahead and see if I can pull up the mesoscale discussion again here. It's from Jake Jones. There we go. Alright, wind 95 to 115 miles per hour. Large hail tornado threat likely to increase in the afternoon before significant wind threat increases. So this is going to be about tornado watch likely in the next in the next hour or so. That's what it says here. It's just severe potential watch likely, so I think it'll be a tornado watch. Supercell thunderstorms are ongoing across portions of the Oklahoma and Texas panhandles as of this hour, with at least one tornado reported in Cimarron and Dowling counties. Additional development is ongoing west of Amarillo. It is likely some mix of supercell clusters will advance south and eastward through time, with potential for additional development to occur ahead of the dry line in New Mexico. Low-level shear improves with southward extent into Lubbock, where surface winds are back southwesterly, improving low-level curvature of hydrographs and streamwise vorticity. It is likely that as storms develop and move southward, the tornado threat will increase through time, even with the shifting storm mode. A sharp gradient of extreme mixed layer cape exists through the Red River near the Texas-Oklahoma border into north-central Texas. Amid steep low to mid-level lapse rates, and as upscale growth increases, the potential will rapidly increase for destructive winds. 80 to 100 miles per hour, a tornado or PDS severe watch is likely needed to cover this potential. So this means a tornado watch or a PDS severe thunderstorm watch will be likely in the next hour or so, which is obviously really, really bad because we could see 100 mile per hour winds, maybe even higher than 100, maybe like 120 out of these things. So that's just not good. These storms are no longer severe here. Hopefully, this brings down some of that Cape Valley, some of the instability in the atmosphere. Hopefully, stabilizes it at least some. Let's go up here again in northern Oklahoma. These look like they're dying. Like they're dying on the backside. There's a little bit of a split now. It looks like this is the more dominating cluster up here. 50 mile per hour winds in there, maybe. Yeah, 50. Maybe a gust or two up to 60 in there. So this is still a severe storm on this north side. But on the southern side, it looks like they're starting to die off a little bit, weaken. Maybe weaken some. But let's go ahead and head out to the current tornado warning out here. Look at the hail in that thing. That's got to be pretty... yeah, it's an observed tornado now, about 2. So this is going to be confirmed... public confirmed tornado and some baseball-sized hail. Yeah, this is going to be some very, very large hail. This is a tornado, confirmed tornado on the ground. Velocity's definitely there. Definitely velocity couplet. Right now it's moving more south, southeast, kind of southeastward. So, Dollhart, Texas, get ready to get to your shelter. Because maybe as far south as Hartley, Texas, you may need to get ready to go to your shelter too. Because even if you're not going to get hit by this, by a tornado, you will get hit by some very, very large, very, very damaging hail. Oh, good lord, hail. So hail is going to be a massive threat for at least Dollhart if this continues off to the southeast. And if the storm is spinning, if it is developing tornadoes, we will be there. And we do have this new severe thunderstorm warning out here for an hour and 4 minutes on these storms. 60 mile per hour winds, half dollar size hail. So look at the amount of tornado warnings right now. There's one all the way up here in Colorado. Like in Colorado, several in Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, all the way out to New Mexico, some in central Kansas, one all the way out near Springfield, Illinois, some in Louisiana and northeast Texas. Just look at this madness that's going on right now. It is an insane day right now. So, tornado is still likely on the ground here. Velocity couplets there for sure. There's a bit of weakness, but it doesn't look... It may not be a tornado, because it's so far from the radar site. And again, some showers coming into Clayton, New Mexico. Not severe, but there is a strengthening cell south of Grenville. That should be kept an eye on. Here's the hail core. It does wrap around into the mesocyclone. So if you're looking at the tornado that's coming towards you, it's coming to the south, southeast, get to the lowest level, centermost point of your house. I'm aware that it's kind of empty out here. I've been in this portion of Texas before. There's not a whole lot of people out here. But you should get to your safe spot immediately, because in this kind of environment, these tornadoes really can spin up pretty fast. In fact, let's go ahead and go over to the NAM model, see what it says, if there's anything new with it. I mean, it does still bring a portion of the cluster into Oklahoma City, but in this kind of environment, we could see some strong storms today, very, very strong storms. This cell out here that was in the is going into the Texas Panhandle from Oklahoma. Here's Guymon, Beaver County. This is going to continue off to the southeast. Guymon County. We got Cimarron, Beaver County, Guymon. So all these counties out here that make up the Oklahoma Panhandle has seen at least some sort of severe weather today, as this continues off to the southeast. And if this storm does continue, if this portion of the storm continues off to the southeast, Arnett, Shattuck, Fargo, Oklahoma, maybe even Camargo, Oklahoma, maybe may have to get ready for this, because again, this is eventually going to form into a massive windstorm as it continues off to the southeast. And this is just the start of it up here. All this is just the start of it. They are eventually going to form into a bigger blob of storms, especially out here, and they'll continue off to the southeast. So this isn't right now. The main line is forecasted to be just up here and shift southeast with additional development. But if the cold front can really press on these storms, we could see the line be from all the way out from Missouri all the way to the Texas Panhandle. Like that is wouldn't surprise me if that is a possibility today. But again, the most damaging wind threat should be down here, mostly in and around Texas. Let's go ahead and head back here. We're still seeing some very, very large hail here, east of Texline, Texas. And here's where your tornado is going to be. Luckily, tornado's going to be about right here. Here's your couplet. Looking for any debris wafted. There is a bit of a weakness here, but this may not be a tornado because we're looking at so high up in the atmosphere. Armstrong, Texas. Where's this at? All right. We have a new tornado warning here in Texas. This is further south. It's going to be for this storm here. It's kind of velocity. I'm not seeing like very tight rotation. All I'm seeing really is this here, but it's going to SRV. See if we can get a better view. Yeah, a little bit. This is a radar indicated storm for Armstrong County, Texas, and we could be seeing some hailstones up to 2 inches in diameter, so about lime-sized hail. Let's go ahead and look. I'm gonna look at some just. Oh dear. There we go. Okay. That was rather annoying. Anyways, I am looking at some storm chaser footage on the storm, watching for any kind of any circulation that touches the ground. If you live between Claude and Clarendon, Texas, again, right now the atmosphere is spinning. We don't have a whole lot of low-level winds, but what we do have is a lot of spin and shear in the atmosphere. And that is influencing a lot of these more isolated supercells. And these supercells, the tornado threat will increase with more southward extent. So we need to keep a very close eye on these storms as they continue. And right now, Storm Radar Media is out and about looking at these storms here. We have some storm chasers on the area looking into this storm too. Actually, the majority of the storm chasers are on that storm. A couple of them trying to move up to the northwest towards the storm that produced a tornado in Cimarron County, Oklahoma. The area circulation, by the way, on this storm has looks like it tightened on my other radar here. Yeah, look at that. Tightened a little bit. Again, I can't really see much in there. Your tornado is going to be right in that circle. Your tornado is going to be right there. And lowest level, centermost point of the house. If you live like out in a mobile home or an RV out here, Do not stay in them. You absolutely have to get out of those out of those homes. Like mobile home, RV, you have to get out because if you stay in those, they can be tipped over easily by even a weaker tornado. Like EF1 can tip over these types of homes, and straight line winds as well. As these storms form more of into a derecho later today, further into southwest Oklahoma and northwest Texas, very very strong winds, like 100-mile-per-hour winds that can flip an RV and a mobile home. Power poles and trees will be coming down. Homes can be damaged. We had a very strong derecho in Texas last year. In the Houston area, blew out a whole bunch of windows. There was believe there was a tornado out there too. And again, here's where your tornado will be. It's gonna be right here. Right now it is about 9, 10 miles. Oh, there we go. Uh, hmm. That looks kind of weird. Tornado will be kind of back up down here to the southeast. It should be about. Let's see here. It's good. Oops, hang on. I'm sorry. Let me go to velocity again here. Your tornado should be about 9, 10 miles southeast of Tex Line, and it is coming up towards Dalhart, Texas. It is northwest by about 20, 25, 26, 27 miles, which is good. It is still quite far away, but again, as these storms continue off to the south and southeast, when these storms are traveling southeast, they actually buckle into low level winds, and they feed straight into these storms, and that's when we have that tornado formation here. So these storms very very strong for sure. Let's go ahead and go down south here to these storms, and we do have a little bit of a hook. It looks like a little bit of a hook starting to pop out here. I'm gonna go ahead and check out some of the storm chaser footage here, see what they see. And it is looking like absolutely just blinding rain right now too. It's kind of well, not blinding rain, but but it is showing some at least some rain. No, it is kind of like blinding rain, but so you may not be able to see the tornado coming if it is on the ground. I mean, it's not like very tight rotation. I'm not saying like a whole lot of very tight rotation, but right now, 2 tornado warnings, both in Texas right now. But we could see some of tornado warnings as far northeast as Oklahoma City, Moore, Norman, Edmond, Okarche, in central Oklahoma. If storms could develop out there, yeah, this is a little hook here protruding outwards a little bit. Still shifting to the south and southeast. Boom, there's the hook. Coming out just a little bit more there. It's going to go to tilt 2, tilt 3. Yeah, it's still there. Very large hail. This is a strengthening supercell. Very, very large hail. We could be seeing some baseballs in here now. What else? Here you go, bro. No. And I'll be live streaming for a while. And there's some blinding rains going into this. We could be having a developing tornado now. As the storm continues to develop. That's something here. I don't know what that is. Maybe the dry line? That just makes sense. Uh, and it kind of looks like the storm is interacting with this kind of shower that was out here that was crossing into New Mexico. Hopefully that hopefully that can mess up the storm production here. That tornado genesis up on the storm. There's no longer a tornado on the ground. But this shower that was developing out here, it looks like it's significant. It looks like it may be significantly influencing the storm here. Still got a hook, still got some strong rotation, but we don't have a new tornado warning. And luckily, this shower thunderstorm, hopefully, it can kind of buckle in there and stop the mesocyclone from producing yet again another tornado there, because we've had at least 2 tornadoes from that storm now. And I'm watching all these little cells out here in northwest Oklahoma. Any of those that are in a favorable environment to go up into supercells, produce strong hail or large hail, damaging winds, and perhaps a tornado or two. And let's go ahead and go up to these storms here in southeast Kansas that are traveling southeast. All of them are going kind of southeasterly. One of these cells had some rotation in it a while ago, but they are behind the cold front, so they are very unlikely to. They are just on or behind the cold front, so they are unlikely to produce tornadoes. But here, we still got some like blinding rain in this storm, so it could be RFD surging kind of behind it. So let's go ahead and look here. And there we go. Alright, this is just blinding rain right now, coming out of this storm. So you won't see the tornado coming. It is the RFD is likely wrapping around it. So it is wrapped in rain. You will not be able to see it coming. And it kind of looks like it's starting to split now too. You see that? Looks like it's maybe starting to split. And that's good, because sometimes with the splits, the storms will start to weaken. This storm out here, I believe this is Dallam, Texas. Whoa, what was that? Now we do have a new tornado warning now for this storm. Up in northern, this is Dallam County, Texas, I think it is. We do have a new tornado warning on it. This does not include Dalhart as of now, but this storm is still traveling southeasterly a little bit. It's kind of wobbling southeast. Dalhart, I wouldn't completely disregard you from any possible tornado yet, but you could get hit by some very significant hail out here, because there still is some hail in here. It's not. It's according to this, it's not saying it's like very large hail though. It's saying it's like smaller hail, but I don't think that's true. I think we can still see quarters, golf balls out of this thing. Saying it does appear to be getting at least somewhat influenced by the storm behind it, by this like thunderstorm behind it, because the area of spin is nowhere near as impressive as it was earlier. Does look like there maybe a new one? Yeah, new severe thunderstorm warning for it. Still says 70-mile-per-hour winds on this thing. Yeah, it's gonna be for that. It's mostly gonna be for this big ball right here. Big cluster. You're not gonna get a tornado out of that at all, unless it can really stretch itself out a little bit as it shifts southeast eventually. But because these are kind of moving away from where the low level shear is shifting into, so but storms that go like southeast like this, it allows for that shear to wrap through and into the meso. But this supercell is looking pretty impressive actually. It's not like having a lot of action to it right now, besides very heavy rains. But there is a couple of storm chasers underneath it. I'm not seeing like a whole lot of motion though, which is good on some of the live footage I'm looking at right now. But still very large hail coming out of this storm. Uh, but if you're on the kind of the more rainy side of this mass, you won't see the tornado coming at all. And it's a pretty beautiful shot, though. I'll say that for sure. Some storm chasers are still on it, still keeping a close eye on it. Oh dear. There we go. Okay, that was yikes. Okay, yeah, we still have some damaging hail on the out of this thing for sure. Uh, See, I'm looking at the base right now on some of the live footage. I'm not seeing like a whole lot of motion, but there still is some rotation, some spin with it. Could maybe, if it gets its act together, spawn a brief tornado. So still keeping an eye on that. 3 tornado warnings, all of them in Texas. 2 of them in Dahlem, Texas, which is this storm that produced a tornado. Like 2, maybe 3 tornadoes a little while ago. There's no storm chasers on it right now, though. There is oh dear lord. There is a storm chaser, a couple of storm chasers trying to go out towards it right now, though, which is good. At least that's what it looks like is happening. Man, it's like very warm out here, so there's a lot of big time energy out here for these storms. A lot of warmth and heat, just a lot of heat. And can I see what this is? No, is it not gonna let me? Let's go ahead and go back to radar scope now. Yeah, right now, 2 tornado warnings active, both in Texas. We could see more further to the south and southeast as the derecho really kind of forms up here in the next couple hours. And again, we are expecting a tornado watch or a PDS, severe thunderstorm watch out here for southwest Oklahoma and northwest Texas. For again, those 100-mile-per-hour winds, maybe a couple of tornadoes possible. Very large hail is also possible. But it is going to be a couple hours though, because we're waiting for the derecho to really form here, and it could still take several more hours for that to actually happen. And right now, again, this is where the main derecho will form at, is kind of all these storms out here. Oh, voice crack. These storms will continue to progress to the south and southeast. There we go. There's 2 tornado reports. One all that here in Virginia. Eyewitness of report of a tornado that briefly touched down in the field for less than a minute north of Bainesville Road outside of Montrose, Virginia. Tornado was confirmed on the ground by multiple storm chasers in Cimarron County, Oklahoma. So, and those are trained storm spotters as well. And let's go ahead and reset this here in case there's any more info. Doesn't look like it, but again, we had these storms firing off out here in County, Beaver County, Oklahoma. These storms have quickly kind of matured now, and all these storms will kind of form into the possible derecho again. This model does bring up a cell, like a smaller cluster, that I'm keeping a very close eye on as well for Oklahoma. Out here, that goes straight through Oklahoma City, Moore, Norman. If that does kind of form up here, all severe modes will be possible out of that. And it does go pretty much almost directly through Oklahoma City. So this is what the NAM model is showing, and so far it is showing like these storms up here in the north kind of die off fairly quickly, and they do appear to be weakening at least some. So I mean that seems to be fairly accurate to me so far. So that all right, there is a PDS severe thunderstorm watch that's just been issued tornadoes are on a moderate threat. EF2 plus tornadoes a little lower, but severe wind, which includes 65 knot plus wind and severe hail, are all high. And this again is for the derecho that is going to form. Widespread damaging winds and scattered significant gusts to 105 miles per hour are likely. And there could be very large hail events up to 5 inches, which I believe is about DVD size, is possible. A few tornadoes are also likely. There's softball size hail coming out of that storm near Quad, Texas, by the way. That is absolutely gigantic hail. Anyways, I am watching kind of this area out near Woodward for any additional development. Because that's what the NAM 3 kilometer does bring up, is kind of additional severe storms. But anyways, let's go to read this here. Increasing intense severe storm development is expected through late afternoon into evening. This will include initial supercells capable of producing very large hail with a tornado risk, but a prominent potential for widespread damaging winds would or should evolve this evening. The severe thunderstorm watch is approx. Oh, I'm not gonna read all that, but and my radar scope just crashed. Here we go, we're back up and running. Still keeping a close eye on, like, this is going to be where the derecho forms. All these supercells out here will merge together in a line, and I'm watching these little cells up here in northwest Oklahoma. This one looks like it's been strengthening. I'm watching for all these, like, little cells that pop up. I'm watching all of these because if they do get stronger, they are in an environment where they can really take in some of that warm, moist air, and the NAM 3 kilometer does bring these up to become a more stronger cluster, producing strong winds, damaging hail, and maybe we'll see a tornado or two. Can you not come into my bedroom and then just close the door on yourself, dogs? Oh, Lee. But anyways, still watching these storms. Doesn't appear. I'm gonna go and have to put my phone up here for a bit because it's kind of low on battery. But there is some very, very gigantic hail coming out of these storms. We're talking baseballs.
Like, one thing in my saw I got like 90
Okay, I'm sorry, everybody. I'm back. Still got these two tornado warnings. Are there any more tornado warnings? Or no, just these two. Okay. Uh, right. Okay. There we go. I don't know what's going on there. Anyways, we still have these kind of strengthening. What's going on here? What's the velocity looking like? I mean, the velocity's looking a little interesting, but okay. Hang on. Yeah, I'll put my phone down for a bit and let it charge up before I reuse it again. Man, we got some serious issues right now. The tornado warning has been dropped there southeast of Amarillo, so that's good. PDS. Oh, no, I did. And that does almost go all the way up to Oklahoma City. Doesn't quite include it though. So yeah, southwest Oklahoma, northwest Texas, PDS, severe thunderstorm watch. Wouldn't surprise me if they issue a new one from Oklahoma City, maybe in the southeast Oklahoma, southeast Oklahoma later today. So right now that severe thunderstorm watch kind of goes kind of like this almost. We do have actually have a tornado warning down here, northeast of Dallas. Kind of interesting. Radar indicated rotation, so it's not on the ground, but it's kind of interesting to look at though, because there's like not watch out here. The environment isn't totally favorable, but yeah, like look at this. It's trying to stretch out now. See how it's starting to stretch out with these storms. It looks like the entire line is shifting southeast. So eventually, as it's because that cold front is smashing down onto all of these like a spatula would on a little like a burger patty or something, I guess. So it kind of flattens out these storms, and you get that longer shape. All right. Man, what's going on out here in northwest Oklahoma? Yeah, it's showing cells popping up here. These all need to be watched very closely. Because, like I said, the NAM model did bring these storms up to and forms into a cluster of supercells. So this is definitely, yeah, boom. Look at that. This storm is going up right here. This cell right here. See if there's any. I can't see much in it. Yeah, there's storms going up. This is exactly what the NAM 3 kilometer brought up. It brought storms firing off out here. These are all kind of getting a bit stronger, especially these two. These have plenty of space and room to blow up into very significant supercells. and shift further to the south and southeast. So we're definitely looking at the possibility of some more supercells going up, and these will shift southeast towards Oklahoma City, more Norman, the Oklahoma City metro. Tulsa, by the way, let's go here to Tulsa. Tulsa, which is right here, Tulsa, Oklahoma. These storms all up here, these are all shifting southeast. So, Oklahoma City might get clipped by these storms as this entire line will press south and southeast. But Tulsa, 60, maybe 70 mile per hour winds. There still is an isolated tornado threat up here, but the gust front, if another gust front does come out of these storms, then tornado threat will diminish down. So yeah, let's go ahead and break this down a bit here for anybody new who's just joining in. We do have a line forming in western Missouri, southeastern Kansas, and far north Oklahoma. These are shifting southeast right now, I'd say about kind of in this direction almost. So Tulsa, maybe northeast Oklahoma City. Anybody in this line right now, these storms again shifting southeast, shifting a bit more southeasterly, so a bit more like this. Oklahoma City could be clipped by these storms, but I'm more worried about the cells developing out near Sealing. These are also shifting south southeast. So right now, Tulsa, you will have to be prepared for maybe golf ball size hail, maybe larger, damaging winds 60, 70 miles per hour, and an isolated tornado risk. Shifting further to the northwest, or just west in general, we have some cells really kind of trying to go up here, especially this one right here, currently near Canton and Longdale. Right now it's just a general thunderstorm, but again, it is in a favorable environment, and it's going to pull up the 3-kilometer CONUS. And the NAM 3-kilometer does bring up cells to fire off up here in far northwest Oklahoma that do shift south and south east. Yeah, see, a little cluster of storms, severe, could produce tornadoes, damaging winds, and very large hail. And then again, that shifts southeast towards Oklahoma City. So the NAM 3-kilometer is actually doing a good job right now of picking those storms up. Let's go into the HRRR model, see what it says. It does pull up a couple of these cells a little bit. The HRRR does bring up some of these cells, but it doesn't bring up the line out here. So the HRRR model isn't very accurate right now. It's not pulling up those models like it should be, or it should be pulling up these cells, the line developing in southeast Kansas. But what it is bringing up is some of these storms in northwest Oklahoma. So the NAM 3-kilometer and the HRRR model are in relatively good agreement that storms can go into Oklahoma City tonight. And here's Oklahoma City, and then here's these storms out west, traveling east, southeast. So even Oklahoma City will have to be prepared for at least some damaging wind gusts up to 80 miles per hour, possibly higher. And that damaging and a tornado threat certainly does exist, especially if these cells can remain kind of isolated. Now, the models bring them up to be a bit more cluster in nature, so keeping a close eye on that for sure. Definitely keeping a. It seems like kind of. I believe this tornado warning's actually canceled. Oh, maybe not, but it does have any of this hail in here. It's gonna be baseballs, very, very large. It doesn't. It's not splitting like I originally thought it would, but this tornado warning is still yes. So yeah, it's still active, and see how it stretches out. Although you can still get tornadoes in here, it still doesn't have a mesocyclone. It's going to actually look at velocity. Look at velocity here. I mean, yeah, it's nowhere near as impressive. There is, it looks like something here, though, trying to develop. What was that? I don't know, but this is like, going southeast. These are all strong storms now, going south, southeast, producing quarters, golf balls, maybe a tennis ball here and there. So still keeping a close eye on those storms for sure. But let's go further southeast into these storms in southwestern Oklahoma. Again, hopefully these storms down here can bring down some of the instability, and if they can, then we may not see constant strong storms later today. Yeah, we still have this tornado warning teeny weeny cell here, kind of a very small cell, uh, bringing up for a possible tornado developing there. Then let's go ahead and head back up here to northwest Oklahoma with this one kind of lone cell. Right now it is moving more easterly, but eventually it should shift further southeast. Because when that jet stream, when the stronger kind of jet gets here, it'll shift this storm pretty much directly towards Oklahoma City, possibly. But right now, it's going to take time for that storm to really kind of gather up strength to do that. And so still definitely keeping a close eye on that. Could it, like, not do anything and just die off? Sure. But is it likely? Probably not. Here's 0 to 3 kilometer above ground level Cape values. Anyways, Cape values right, pretty much right now. That's about now. It's showing some Cape values, but not a whole lot. What's the name saying? Does the name have this? It should. Yeah. It is showing very, very unstable air further to the south and southeast. Yeah, look at that. It does bring up some of it further to the north as well. So, like, even central Oklahoma could be dealing with very strong cells in southern Oklahoma around the Red River. But even, again, up even near Oklahoma City, like, there's a 5,000 right there. It's just south of Oklahoma City. So this is absolutely insane how high these Cape Valleys are coming along. And it's June. And yes, you can get quite a bit of tornadoes in June. However, it's when the tornado season starts to kind of quiet down quite a bit. But right now, we're still seeing some very large storms. And here's west of Dallas. There is a severe storm here. Yeah, it went up fairly quickly. It does have some shear with it. It does have a little hook on there. It doesn't have a lot of storms in that. It doesn't have like a lot of shear, but it is developing shear. In very highly unstable environment, these cells went up very quickly, like a matter of minutes quickly. So got to keep an eye on these cells here in central Texas going towards Dallas, or this is more like North Texas, but this is going towards just southwest of Fort Worth. So again, here's Fort Worth and Dallas-Fort Worth area. Here to the east. Again, these are not tornadic, but they're still in a favorable environment. But right now, the main tornadic storms for the next hour or so will be up here in the Texas, Oklahoma panhandles, and southwestern Oklahoma. And we do have a PDS, Severe Thunderstorm Watch, again, right now, here in southwestern Oklahoma and northwestern Texas. And, yeah, there's a couple tornado warnings around, but man, it's just going to be an absolutely intense day today for the winds alone. Let's go and check up on the storm in near Canton, Oklahoma. It is continuing to strengthen. It is widening out. It is getting bigger. And hopefully it dies off a little bit. Look at this. There's more cells developing out here. This is definitely the most dominant cell right now where it's at. Out in an untapped environment, it can soak in all that warm, hot, moist air, very unstable air. We do have a new tornado warning now here in the Texas. Look at that, has a mean hook. Look at that, just going in, pulling in all that warm, moist air. But I'm still not seeing a whole lot of rotation in there. What is going on? It's like very weird to try to look at the rotation, but we have damaging winds on the back side up here and very, very large hail. If this gets sucked into the mesocyclone and the RFD, you can have some real problems with that. You can have like 60 mile per hour RFD, and all that's just going right into the storm. And these are all shifting east southeast, by the way. So western Oklahoma, get ready for these storms. If these continue moving east, eventually these will make their way into western Oklahoma. But these should all shift further to southeast again when that main jet stream energy comes through and the cold front stretches out these storms. They should shift further southeast. But in right now, they could come into western Oklahoma. It looks like there's a cell going up there near Sweetwater and Sayre, Oklahoma. That's continuing off to the east. And we have a couple showers kind of up here near Waynoka and Cleo Springs. Those are some. Those are kind of dying off, but we still have a strengthening storm here going up near Clayton, going towards Longdale, O'Keene, Hitchcock, Loyal, Hennessy. But again, eventually this will shift southeast into towards Oklahoma City, or at least it should. It totally could stop and just die off. But man, look at this. Still large, damaging hail coming out on the backs there. And the rotation is nowhere near as crazy as it was like, about half an hour ago up in Cimarron County, Oklahoma, and further north of Dahl. What is this? Dalmec County? But this is an observed tornado. This is a confirmed tornado again. Weather spotters confirmed tornadoes at confirmed tornado at 4:23 p.m. So yeah, this is a tornado again. The rotation isn't as well defined as it was. Yeah, look at that, kind of soaked in like a little shower that was trying to develop near it. It looks like took it straight in. That could have helped tornado genesis. Look at that. It's just still heading off to the southeast. There can be some large hail out here. Dalhart, Texas. You may need to get ready for all of that. And look at just an absolute blob, absolute cluster of storms developing still out here. From Spearman, Tech, or more like Booker, Texas, down to Spearman, Morse, Stinnett, down to Skellytown, Pampa, Lefors, and all the way down to Clarendon, and maybe a community or two out here. That's under that tornado warning, straight down that cluster with that line of severe storms. It is just insanity right now. We have like tennis balls, baseballs in there, damaging winds, and tornado threats still exist, by the way, even in that cluster. Let's go up here into northwest Oklahoma, see how this cell's doing again. I mean, it's still going. Right now, it looks like it may be trying to pull in this shower right here. Maybe become part of this storm there, and eventually continue off to the east, southeast. Man, we are going to be... Public severe weather outlook. It's going to look here. And these storms fired up here, and as they shift off to the southeast into the moderate risk area, it's going to be absolute craziness. Still nothing really new at the moment. And we saw those two tornado reports, one out all the way out in Virginia and one in the Oklahoma Panhandle. And we do have a couple reports of tornadoes still. And the M3 kilometer again pulls up some of those storms developing out here. It doesn't have the line all that well like it should, but it does have at least a little bit of a line there. And it does bring up storms to come into the Oklahoma City metro area. And they can produce very large hail, damaging winds, and of course, that tornado threat is still going to remain. Man, real quick, it's about 4:30. I'm going to go get a quick little snack here. What was that? I'm going to go get a snack real quick. And I'm going to take a quick, a few minute break. I'm back. Uh, oh yeah, I'm back now. We do have a new tornado warning out here in Texas, by the way. It's on this like cluster, and I did say tornado threat will remain even on these clusters. And it's like a couple areas of spin there. Look at that. Looks like a couple little areas there. And it's definitely looking interesting with those. Let's go ahead and go to Northwest Oklahoma again. Look at these cells. Yeah, these are still getting stronger. And there was this cell out near Tologa that's weakened, but these some showers up to the north are getting stronger. Then there's these cells here that have been just getting stronger the last several minutes as well. Hang on, there's something else I gotta go look at real quick. Okay, let's see here. Um, May need to watch even these storms down here for Oklahoma City, maybe. Looks like a little cell near Chickasha. Trying to go up there. Yeah, any storms out ahead of that cold front will and probably can be and probably will be tornadic at least at some point. Oh my goodness gracious, what's going on here? Look at that. That's gotta be on the ground. Grapefruit size hail. That is just insane. Let's CC look at. Oh, dang. Like, look at this. Has to be on the ground. Like that is insane right now. Grapefruit size hail in this thing. Especially like down here in these areas. Is this a PDS, severe thunderstorm watch? I mean warning, sorry, warning. It's not showing it to be. Man, it's just a very dangerous storm right now. So like as this continues off to the southeast, this is gonna be a very strong storm. This is going towards Lakeview, Memphis, Texas. You may not get the tornado, but you can certainly get some very, very large hail. Some very, very... Is my mic still on? Okay, yeah, it is. You can get, like, very, very large hail from this alone. So, man, this is very, very large hail right now. It is just absolutely ginormous hail. This is probably some of the largest hail we'll see today, unless we can see uh, some DVD size hail. Like grapefruit size hail. That can go straight through your dang roof. And yeah, there we go. Severe thunderstorm warning now for northwest Oklahoma. That's going to be for Canton Lake. Ping pong ball size hail, 60 mile per hour winds. So yeah, if you are caught out here, in like Keene, Oklahoma, for example, get ready for at least some damaging hail now. For Blaine, Dewey, Kingfisher, and Major County, Oklahoma. And even this is in a very unstable environment itself. And eventually this should all shift southeast. And as it does, it'll continue getting stronger as it shifts southeast towards like Mustang, Tuttle, Moore, Norman, Oklahoma City, the Village, Edmond. So it could still kind of fall apart by the time it gets there, but let's look at this storm. This is by far one of the strongest I've ever covered here on the channel. The area circled: baseball, softballs, grapefruit size hail. That's going to destroy your car and absolutely obliterate your roof. Hell, that can go through your roof. Yeah, if you are under this severe thunderstorm warning for this massive of hail, get away from windows, doors. Those doors and windows will go bye bye. They will not. They are not going to be surviving this storm. Cause golly. It almost looks like a hook and a supercell inside of a hook and a supercell. That is some trippy storm. We do have a new tornado warning for this storm further to the northwest. No longer confirmed on the ground. So a little skeptical of this storm up here. Although it is continuing off to the south and southwest and is becoming more of a line. We do have additional development out here in New Mexico. Let's go ahead and go up here to the northeast and check these storms out. We still have a severe line, especially in northern Oklahoma. Yeah, we do have some like a band of thunderstorms up here. It's a very long band. It's like it's kind of following the cold front, and this is still getting stronger too. These are still again a bit more elevated in nature. Maybe some shear in there too, though. Maybe at least some shear, not a lot. But eventually these, again, should shift to the southeast towards Oklahoma City, keeping a close eye on those. Uh, okay, so I was just alerting my, just, texting something to one of my, a couple of my friends. Um, and I'm also checking a couple other things right now. Trying to see if I can get any, like, pictures or something of, some of the tornadoes in the Oklahoma Panhandle. Can't really find anything. But you can look at this. That's some of the largest hail I've probably tracked on this channel. That is just gigantic, just absolutely large, humongous, like life-taking kind of hail right there. And it is tornado warned as well. It is still traveling east southeast. And if you're ahead of this thing, it will destroy your vehicle. $1 million hailstorm right here. Does it pull up anything new? And it does bring up these storms to continue southeast towards Oklahoma City. But let's see here. There is a new mesoscale discussion here. Maybe a new severe thunderstorm watch, maybe tornado watch will be issued here. Actually, this might be. Yeah, watch likely here. So severe threat will increase this afternoon. All severe hazards are possible. A weather watch issuance may be needed soon. And it's probably gonna be another severe thunderstorm watch. Look, most of Oklahoma is kind of under a severe thunderstorm watch right now too. The only exception being Cleveland, Oklahoma, Canadian County, all the way up to the east and southeast. But depending, like these recent radar scans, though, definitely show up a couple cells that go through Oklahoma City. The RAP is doing something similar. Here's the Derecho, and it continues off to the southeast. Yeah, most models are pulling up cells that go straight through Oklahoma City almost. And if that's the case, we could definitely see some damaging wind gusts and even tornadoes across Oklahoma City. Now, obviously, the most damaging area should be down further to the south across southwest Oklahoma and northwest Texas. But you shouldn't but we really shouldn't just throw away the possibility that we can get tornadoes in central Oklahoma, and mostly from the areas that are about to form out here in northwest Oklahoma. These storms are getting stronger. They're still again getting stronger. Yeah, they see more reds and pinks in there now. And there's a new cell further north towards Waynoka. Now, kind of up here, like in closer to Waynoka, kind of out here is a more used up, stable environment. But to the south, like where this supercell is, this supercell is at, and now new developing cell here near Oakwood, Oklahoma, completely untouched environment, perfect and ripe for storm development and tornado genesis up there. And it looks like the cell is finally starting to come down now. Where we had grapefruit-sized hail, that would have been big enough to go just straight through your roof. Man, and coupled with like even 60-mile-per-hour winds, that's gonna bash through your windows. That sure would hurt if it fell on you. Yeah, this is another tornado warning further to the north. I don't think that this is not confirmed up there, but up here near Dalhart, emergency management confirmed tornado at about 440. So this is just going up and down. This one's, yeah, look at that. Inflow, it's got the notch, hook. What's velocity looking like? Velocity has gone up, so Yeah, your tornado is going to be in there for sure. And right now, this is still a dominant supercell. It's kind of trying to stay isolated from this line, but it's kind of stuck with it now. And further to the east, maybe a little shear in this storm. Maybe just a little bit. It's kind of an unfavorable spot, though, which is good. Again, all of these storms out here will eventually become part of the massive derecho that we're expecting. And may end up here near Watonga in this one lone cell. Yeah, look at that. A little hail core here, maybe a developing hail core here. Still a strengthening supercell for sure. It looks like it did peak at about here, north of Longdale. As long as a gust front doesn't come out of this thing, it can develop a tornado eventually as it shifts southeast. So we're definitely watching for development up here in northwest Oklahoma, keeping a very, very close eye on things up there. These storms are in that tornado watch, or sorry, severe thunderstorm watch as well. I'm gonna go find it here. There it is. Here's that storm right there, but as it shifts southeast, it wouldn't surprise me if they move this, or if they include a lot some of these counties out here in either this thunderstorm watch or this thunderstorm watch. Like Cleveland County, let's see here. Ooh, I can pull it. That's cool. You like Cleveland County, Oklahoma County, Canadian County. They'll either increase the size of this watch or this watch further to the south. So, honestly, like, although it's obviously very unlikely, but with like these storms in here, they should shift southeast. But if they don't and they continue east, these could go straight into Oklahoma City. But they should all be going southeast. Yeah, let's go out to these storms. Look at that hook, dude. That's gotta be a tornado. Look at that. There's like inflow. There's a hook. Right here. Man, look at that. Some damaging winds in there. If there's not a tornado, you're going to get damaging winds. Without a doubt in there. It's like, looks like 60, 70 at times. 80. It's 80 mile per hour winds. It's very, very significant winds in there. Look at that. It looks like you got the hook. Damaging winds up here. Could be a tornado on the ground right now, actually. And there's that could be a debris signature. So definitely keeping a close eye on that, because how it just hooks out like that. Dangerous, dangerous storms. And let's go up here into the Tulsa area. Check out these storms that are still moving to the southeast, southeast. Tulsa, these storms could just totally miss you, although it's very unlikely, because as that, again, main jet stream energy swings down here, it should force some of them further to the south. So gonna check out this storm here again. Still going, just, it looks like it, maybe actually a little bit of a split going on now here. A little bit of a split almost, but it looks like it is trying to shift southeast now. And it does have plenty of untapped, favorable environment out here ahead of it. So, keeping a close eye on that for sure. And you still have this just cluster of supercells right now. Most of them do appear to continue trying to move east. The only exception being this supercell. But again, look, this storm right here is shifting southeast, but everything in here in the middle is shifting east. Still moving east. And we have some more storms down here to the southeast and southwest Oklahoma. Moving east, southeast almost, or more northeast actually. Maybe it's getting weird in there. But none of these should really be tornadic at this time. They should all hopefully slowly break down that tornado risk and that kind of that CAPE, the convective available potential energy or instability. Hopefully it does break that. And there is a new area. There could be more. Yeah, we'll get more development down here off the dry line, which is kind of sitting out here. These storms can be strong, can be severe. What's a tornado threat looking like down there? I don't think it's that high. Yeah, there's no tornado threat down there. It's all up here to the north. Okay, so yeah, definitely keeping a close eye on the storms. For these should be more elevated in nature, producing corridors, maybe up to golf balls, maybe a tennis or even baseball size hail or two, just chilling in there. And we do have a little cell going here near Lubbock, Texas. That may need to be kept an eye on. And all the storms out here, all of these cells, storms, supercells, thunderstorms, all these will converge into a line, a derecho, and shift southeast. I'm surprised this is just an absolute destructive storm for Bryce and Caprock Canyon State Park. 80-mile-per-hour wind gust and softball size hail. Like, imagine a softball size being pushed by 80-mile-per-hour winds. Bonks you in the head. That's gonna hurt quite a bit. Here's your culprit for the damaging winds, by the way. It's this just ball here. Some of the outflow in this storm may even be. Yeah, look, this is all your damaging winds. It's gonna be all up in here. Notice how it's a little longer here. Yeah, that's gonna take some time to really turn and become tornado warned again. So as long as it stays kind of elongated like this, it shouldn't be like as tornadic. But we still have these two tornado warned storms to the north. This one may actually be allowed to expire, but it does have like these little snippets here, reaching out, trying to spin. But it should remain a severe thunderstorm warned. We should see a new severe thunderstorm warning for that. Up here further to the north, I believe this is still, still an observed tornado. It has not been dropped, and, ooh. Yeah, that's going to be your tornado right there. Could be a strong one now, too. How fast is that going? 76 to about 15. So that's going to be a tornado for sure. That could be still going to be a tornado, most likely. As this continues to shift off to the east-southeast. How's correlation looking like? It's very messy in there. Can't really see much, but your tornado is going to be right there. It's going to be about... It's going to be about 20 miles northwest of Hartley, Texas. Again, this is Hartley, Texas. Right here. Here's your hook. Your tornado is going to be in there. So right now, we should only have like one real tornado warning in the entire U.S. right now. It should be this one here. Dahlem, Hartley. So yeah, we're keeping an eye on those storms for sure, and hopefully these storms are really interacting with each other to the east right now, though. So far, it's looking like the derecho may not even really happen until later, because we just have this entire cluster out here might be interfering with it. But just look at this damaging winds down here. This is 70, 80-mile-per-hour winds. And that is going into the moderate threat area, too. Let's go ahead and check out these storms up here in northwest Oklahoma, see what they're doing. Are they shifting south? Yeah, they're shifting southeast. Alright. Looks like there is a split in it, though. It looks like it's splitting. Here's the left split. We'll be producing primarily hail and damaging winds. Here's the right split going southeast. that will produce more tornado, maybe a tornado or two as it continues off to the southeast. And if it doesn't go further southeast, like models been showing it, it may miss Oklahoma City to the north. But if it does make a far southern turn, it can go straight towards El Reno, Calumet, Okarche, Piedmont, Mustang, Total, Bridge Creek, Norman, Moore, Oklahoma City, the Village, Edmond. That's what models bring it up to do, is shift it southeast. But it totally could just like die off. It could totally die off before it gets to Oklahoma City, though. It could. Not saying it 100% will, but you just got to keep an eye on these things sometimes. So, and we do have tornado warning still kind of active for this storm out here, but it's like 1 minute, so that's going to expire. But you should see a new severe thunderstorm warning out of that. Tornado warning continues up here for Dalmet. What is it? Dalman, and Hartley, Texas. Here's your tornado. It's gonna be up in here. It may have lifted, but I don't have very much details out here right now because I don't have. Here, Violet, you can go potty. Come on. Yeah, Violet's in my room. There you go, Violet. Dalhart, Texas. These storms are to your south, so I'm actually gonna turn this off for a little bit. Yeah, this storm is kind of to your west and southwest, where the primary hail core is in the area of spin. Here's the hail core that's going to be producing probably tennis balls, maybe even baseballs. Looks like there's a new hook developing just a little bit. Maybe not, maybe a shower being pulled into the main storm. But right now, there's only like one tornado warning issued right now, kind of activated, still going, which is good. It's what we like to see. But the tornado threat will continue to increase as these storms shift south and southeast. Right now, I am checking Radar Omega if it wants to load. Trying to check Radar Omega, but it's hardly even really working now. I don't know what's going on. There we go. And yeah, there's one tornado warning active, and it's for this storm up here. And ooh, that's definitely. I don't know if it's confirmed. It's still on the ground. It doesn't look like it's on the ground to me. I'm looking at a Storm Chaser on Radar Omega because my phone is now charged up more. And just so you know, it does look like there is some more up here for this storm in northwest Oklahoma. Looking at Radar Omega, there is a little notch here. There's just a little bit of notch there. Look at you can't see it as well now, but does it look like there may be a little bit inflow in there? Maybe just a little bit. Man, I need to keep an eye on these this supercell as it continues southeast. And is that another? Is that like a gust front right here? I can't tell. Yeah, this storm, this is a left split. This left split will continue producing large hail, maybe damaging wind gust. But to the south, its left split sibling should produce could produce a tornado or two as it continues to the southeast. Still watching these storms out here in southwestern Oklahoma. Do have a little bit of a cell here near Sweetwater, Oklahoma, going up. And I'm going to go ahead and go out to back out to the storm in northwest Dahlem County. Dahlem County, Texas. What's this looking like on the upper levels? You see the spin better on tilt 3. And there's that rotation there. Sometimes on these storms, if they're further out, it's actually easier to try to look for the rotation on the upper levels. Because tilt 1 is on the lowest level these storms can go. But if, in my opinion, I'm going to experiment with that a little bit, Mike. But yeah, right now there's a couple storm chasers on the storm. I'm able to pull their footage up on Radar Omega on my phone. But yeah, like Dollheart, this storm is to your west. You're probably hearing some sirens going off. But right now you should be just getting rain and maybe some small hail. And again, we have this absolutely gigantic cluster still forming out here in western Oklahoma and the eastern Texas Panhandle. Again, these should shift southeast, but if they continue on their eastern path and they just don't shift southeast, these will go into Oklahoma City, by the way, if these continue east. Like on their kind of awkward track eastward, they should shift way down south and southeast. But I still have concerns for Oklahoma City if this thing can continue off. This absolute blob can continue off to the east. Now, hopefully, if that does somehow happen, they will be much, much weaker. But you can't ever really say never when in these kind of scenarios. There's been times in the past where we've had like big bad storms go up, but they would just kind of die, or like they would just continue off to the east or something, you know. So I'm checking up on a local group I'm in here real quick. Oh man, my nose that hurt. Ow. But again, right now we do have a couple of pretty big storms still going up right now. I'm gonna go ahead and stay in Radar Omega now, though. No new tornado warnings at this time, but we still have a confirmed tornado, though. But I'm not. The area of spin is. It says it's a confirmed observed tornado, but I think it lifted. It had to have lifted quite a while ago because it's already 5:05 and it's still a tornado warned storm. Don't get me wrong. You should still remain in your safe spot. Let's go and look at the upper levels. Now, like the mid upper level rotations, obviously still there. But here's the so spin. The rotation's still there, but the higher you go in the atmosphere, usually the faster these storms spin, anyways. Let's go ahead and head out here and check these storms out here. Now, it looks like the north split kind of increased in size a little bit to the north, that kind of fill in for where that west split is going. So that's kind of interesting there. But it's going to stay out here into Texas. What's the winds looking like? The winds do appear to be going back down here, which is good. But we still have like such strong, powerful winds in there. Still like 60, 70 mile per hour winds. Maybe still a gust up to 80. So that still needs to be watched there. And if it can kind of tighten back up, we could have a new tornado warning on that soon. But right now, the tornado warning to the north with this cell, the lower level rotations are nowhere near as impressive as they were earlier. So that's good. But right now, the tornado warnings have calmed down a little bit, but the tornado threat should continue to increase with time later this evening. And by the time these storms do, if they like continue moving off to the east instead of shifting southeast, kind of bow out, they should become more of a line. And my guess is that these storms can continue off to the east instead of becoming more of a derecho to the southeast. I'm curious to see what they can do as they continue towards Oklahoma City, as they just get stronger and stronger, and they kind of stretch into more of a bow and cause damaging winds, tornadoes in Oklahoma City. Now it's very unlikely, and these storms are more likely to shift southeast as the cold front comes down. And we do have a new severe thunderstorm watch, by the way. Tornado threat low, but severe wind and severe hail is high out here. So these storms are expected to be more elevated in nature, but producing more mostly hail and wind and damaging winds. But they can certainly still produce a tornado or two out there for sure. And let's go ahead and reset this here and look at what the models are saying now, because like usually in these kind of big events, these models are rapidly setting. It doesn't look like the HRRR has done that, but let's go and check out the NAM 3 kilometer here. Let's check out what this is saying. This is just east southeast. Still pulls up that cell to go through Oklahoma City, so still needs to keep an eye on some of these cells. And I'm keeping an eye on these cells out here for if they can go into Oklahoma, because if they do, they can still produce some very strong, damaging winds. By the way, this tornado warning should be allowed to expire. There's a severe thunderstorm warning that's just been issued to take its place. Is my alert system still working? It should be. Yeah, it's still working. Actually, in fact, there is a new tornado warning that's just been issued for it. But the last one is going to be allowed to expire. Uh, this is going to be for central Hartley County in the Panhandle of Texas. And there it is, right here. So it is not a confirmed tornado. It's not on the ground. Uh, it was on the ground way earlier, but that was like 20 minutes. That was almost 30 minutes ago now, I think. Okay, no, not 30. Yeah, it was about 30 minutes ago. Never mind. It's 5:10, and there was confirmed to be touching down at 4:40. So yeah, it's no longer on the ground. If it was, that's an impressive tornado. But we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning out here for northwest Oklahoma here. This is gonna be for damaging hail, probably. Yeah, ping pong ball size hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. And again, this is in a very, very warm, moist environment still. And it does have some, almost some cells still developing on the backside of it. But what I'm concerned about are these cells to the west. I'm concerned for these cells out here. Because if they continue off to the east, like what they're doing right now, it's trying to shift further to the southeast. But yeah, by the time they cross into Oklahoma, they should be shifting to the southeast by that point. But in the case they don't, that can be bad for the Oklahoma City area. Which, by the way, apparently, it's just Oklahoma City now. But anyways, what is that glitch? There we go. Don't know what happened there. But anyways, yeah, this is a new tornado warning out for Hartley County, Texas now. And right now, this storm near Canton, Oklahoma, does have a little bit of shear, a little bit of spin in it. does have inflow going into it, so it's definitely it could produce a tornado or two closer to Oklahoma City metro area. Just gonna have to watch it very, very closely without a doubt. But right now we're kind of locked onto this storm right now here in Hartley County. Here's where the inflow is going to go in. It's going to go into the hook, wrap around, feed into that mesocyclone. Here's where your tornado will be. What's it looking like on the mid upper levels? Notice how it's actually not looking nowhere near as impressive even on the upper levels. It was looking way more impressive on the upper levels earlier, so that's good. That has come down some, still enough to get a tornado warning though. Man, look at this just absolutely gigantic cluster here. Let's just take a moment to look at this. Absolutely gigantic cluster still forming out here from pretty much Perryton all the way down to Memphis, Texas, and further south, southeast into southwest Oklahoma. It's just an absolutely gigantic cluster. And the storms don't even come up to. Oh, but I don't think they come up to be like that. Oh, well, they do. They actually do. But they do kind of come into Oklahoma, and they kind of looks like maybe eclipse Oklahoma City. This main blob, but we're looking at this area out here to go southeast into Oklahoma City, though. So again, it's still keeping close eye on those storms for sure. It's going to go to the Storm Prediction Center. They do have a new here, so there's a convective outflow. Best chance for a tornado out here in these two purple spots. Giant hail and significant severe gusts remain. A tornado is also possible. I'd say a couple of tornadoes, really, not just a tornado. But yeah, right now. Still several storms in this kind of cluster moving east southeast. They will go into western Oklahoma and shift southeast. Oklahoma City should still really keep an eye on these storms too, because these will continue off to the kind of this general direction before pretty much just falling south. But Oklahoma City needs to watch this storm up here. That's still been strengthening. You can see all these kind of cells. It looks like a little outflow on the north side. Look at that. Like a weird little boundary here. It looks like it kind of fired off a few additional storms too. So these need eventually this will shift off southeast into Oklahoma City. And as it does so, this southern storm can actually take in inflow into it and develop a tornado or two for sure. So need to keep an eye on that cell for Oklahoma City. Let's go into Colorado here for a second. There's like this one lone tornado. Sorry, not tornado. Severe storm up here. Just kind of chilling. Looks like it has come down a little bit though, which is good. But right now, still dealing with this cluster of storms right now in the eastern Texas Panhandle. Eventually, this is all going to go into Oklahoma. It shouldn't go all the way up to Oklahoma City, but in the case it does, again, damaging winds, large hail, maybe a tornado or two for sure. Let's see here. Damaging winds, again, is the main, absolute gigantic threat today. And I'm looking at storm chaser footage on this cell furthest to the south here. It's looking pretty impressive. And we have this cell here too, currently east of Lubbock. There was those tornadoes out in west of Lubbock the other day too. That was pretty cool looking. I'll admit that. Man, there is this like area of spin, but look how just big this ball was. You're not gonna get. Usually, you don't get tornadoes out of that if they look like this. It looks like a new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued up here in northwestern Oklahoma. 42 minutes. Ping pong ball size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Now, usually west splits don't produce all that much hail, but they still can. But as this continues off to the southeast, it should again dive further south though. So just keep an eye on that. Oklahoma City, you may need to watch that as it continues. Um, Man, this is looking fairly interesting here. Oh, voice crack. I'm actually gonna go ahead and do something here real quick on my phone to try to get radar mega working a bit better. Okay, yeah, there we go. Um, Hopefully radar omega works better now. I also just uploading my live stream to a couple other uh or more like linking it, but it's still got some ping pong ball size hail. I don't think the supercell in Northwest Oklahoma will do too much, but there is a lot of showers developing in there. So if it is kind of coming what we originally thought. It's kind of like getting kind of messy out there though. Let's say that. Hang on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go check something out. I'm back. Let's see how high these things are going. I'm gonna go to Echo Tops. It's Echo Tops. Ooh, yeah, look at that. That's 50, 60,000 feet up. This is not actually that's high, but man, these are Still some very strong storms for sure. And this is just a big, absolutely gigantic cluster out here. And I'm gonna get. I heard. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. But anyways, Oklahoma City and surrounding areas are now under a severe thunderstorm watch. I did say they'd increase it, and it's because of this small cluster forming up here. These are going to travel south and east into Oklahoma City eventually. But right now, the tornado threat is kind of low, but the EF2 plus threat is also low, probably 10%. I'm actually going to, yeah, 10%, but definitely could see a tornado or two from these storms as they continue to the southeast. Yeah, just look at this. Just look at this cluster, dude. This is just insane. This is definitely one of the craziest looking clusters and like events I've seen. What's that? Just tripping? Yeah, I'm just tripping. So it's definitely some. It's just gonna confirm tornado. I feel like it's not confirmed, but it does have hail in it too. What's the velocity looking like? Velocity not looking as impressive still. It's kind of having a bit of a downtrend of velocity. It's looking like it's kind of like had a downtrend of what they've been looking like, and it looks like a new severe thunderstorm warning back here. Moving east at 30 miles an hour, ping pong ball size hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So yeah, this is going to eventually form into a cluster. It's kind of forming out here now, but all of these should just swing directly southeast. It's southeast south. These are currently going southeast towards the Oklahoma City metro. Just look how fast they go up too. Look how fast they just explode. That's how much energy is in the atmosphere. These showers will kind of bubble up and they'll just kind of explode. And these can produce damaging wind gusts up to 70, 80 miles an hour. Tornado threat certainly does exist, especially as they kind of merge into. Look at all these gust fronts, by the way. Look at this. One, two, three. It's interesting. It's kind of outflow or gust, kind of gusty. Kind of looking at there. There's also these storms continuing off to the east. I am genuinely concerned that these continue east. They should eventually crash southeast, which they should, but I'm concerned if they just continue eastward, which they really shouldn't. There is this. It kind of looks like two main clusters actually. We have this one here, and then we have like a separate area, almost like a separate area. There's like three of them, four. So definitely, like some of these storms are going southeast, some of them are going east. It looks like one or two maybe even trying to go northeast. So definitely some crazy cuckoo stuff going on here. There's a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings too. Like not only in the southern plains either, because we also have like spots out in Virginia. There's even a tornado possible tag on one of them. Oh wow, how is that actually not tornado warned? Wow, wait, that actually looks fairly impressive out there in Virginia. Anyways, yeah, some thunderstorms developing there in northwest Oklahoma. It is trying to form up pretty significantly now. It is some of these showers and thunderstorms just kind of exploded up there. So definitely an interest. getting very, very crazy. We're gonna have to watch all these like hawks as they shift southeast. Because right now, again, as these storms shift east and southeast, or sorry, south and southeast, they're gonna buckle into the low level jet that's coming out from the southwest. And once they do that, it's not going to be very good at all. Yeah, Oklahoma City now under a severe thunderstorm watch. So tornado threat, although does exist, main threat will be large hail and damaging winds. And up here, this is actually for the northeast. For severe thunderstorm watch, 395. Strong to locally severe storms may continue into this evening. They have come down quite a bit, which is good, but still need to keep an eye on those. Could go back up, could just kind of die off. So tornado reports looking like there's another one out there in Virginia. It's kind of weird. Hey, so look at the watches. Look at the absolute cluster out here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 out in the southern plains. And I do want to look at photographs, see what those are looking like recently. You see, look, there's 5,000 joules per kilogram here. And it's just going to rise kind of towards Oklahoma City, which is concerning. Like, as the cold front gets crashes down, like, here's about pretty much now almost. Look at straight hotographs here. That's not very good. I'm not like too into hotographs, but if they look like that, that's just not very good at all. So yeah, 21 is it? Yeah, the ARRR and NAM models are relatively in good agreement about the hotographs. Uh, if this tornado warning is allowed to expire, I am going to take a quick break here for about like 5 minutes, and it is trying to develop more inflow though. It does have actually some pretty strong inflow. This might be a tornado actually on the ground. It's interesting looking to me right now. It's not a tornado, but I am looking at a storm chaser's footage right now, looking directly into this thing. I can see the base of it. It does have some motion in there. Little feeder band, the wall cloud. Right now, it's not like very rapidly moving, from what I can see, but it's certainly there. Yeah, how's these storms looking in western Oklahoma? I'm not gonna check out these storms too many times because they're too far away from any radar site. But I'm curious to know if any of these have developed anything. It looks like a little. I'm watching for any kinks in the lot and like in this cluster, looking for any little hooks, kinks, anything like that as he shifts east or sorry south, southeast. Boom! So look at that explosion. There's another one back here near Vici, going down to Camargo. Yeah, those all need to be watched very, very closely. I am gonna go out to the storm again though. Look at that hook though. Look at that. That's a impressive looking hook though. Velocity ratings have been coming up a little bit though, which is bad. If we see a tornado, it's gonna be like right in here. Your tornado's gonna be right there. This is right now. This is about your tornado will be about 13 to 15, about 13, 14 miles west of Hartley, Texas. It's not on the ground, but there is an impressive wall cloud on this thing. So if we see a tornado, it's probably going to drop down like any minute now. Yeah, this is a pretty impressive. It's an impressive hook to me, but like how's the upper levels looking? It's looking a little messy. Doesn't look as organized, but there's definitely got some large hail in here though, for sure. Look at the hail in here. Probably gonna have some golf balls, maybe tennis balls in that. No new tornado warnings at this time. This is the only tornado warning. Only tornado warning. flash flooding is still continuing to be quite an issue. I haven't actually looked at the excessive rainfall outlook, but like, the ground is so saturated from the last several waves of rain and storms. So I'm actually kind of curious to see what it looks like. It's only level 2. Hmm. Uh, Yeah, look at the entirety of western and southwestern Oklahoma, by the way, and the entirety of North Texas is all under a severe thunderstorm watch. The only part of Oklahoma that's not under a watch is like the southeastern portion, like eastern and southeastern, like on the Red River. That's honestly kind of crazy to me, honestly. It's just how many storms are popping up right now, and this storm out here in Hartley County, Texas, is continuing to look impressive. Still watching for any tornado development right now. There's a really low base to this storm, though. It definitely should be tornado warned. Time is about 5:30. Central Daylight Time, by the way, CDT. Let's go to southeast Kansas. Look at these storms up here. Uh, here's a pretty strong storm up here. Large hail, maybe a damaging wind gust or two, 60 mile per hour. Uh, by the way, you won't get a tornado on that. It's stretched out behind the cold front. How's it looking down here, though? I mean, it's still continuing off to the southeast on this leading edge here. You could see maybe a gust or two, 60 miles per hour, maybe have a gust or two at the 70. 60, 72 mile per hour winds, quarter to golf ball size hail. Tornado threat is a little questionable with these cells, though. So, let's go check out these storms in northwest Oklahoma. Coming into Oklahoma City, by the way. Look, this is just a train of them. And it does look like they're still going a bit more southeasterly. But like I said, they should be making more of a dive to the south. And only the one tornado warning, and it's from this cell over here to the west. And it's inflow on in there. And this might be occluding, though, here. It looks like it may be occluding. There's a gust front. It looks like something. It looks like maybe a gust. I don't know what this is really. It's like, I would say it's the dry line, but I really don't think it can't be the dry line. The dry line's like all the way out here. Let's see if we can see it. Not all that well. But, yeah, there's definitely some severe storms blowing up in western and northwestern Oklahoma now. Going up, those need to be watched closely because they are also still in a tornadically favorable environment. The total graphs are going kind of wild over there, actually. Yeah, the storm looks like it's including here near Hartley. Look at how it just kind of starts going back up into the storm. As long as it keeps doing that, we'll be fine. But, says it's an observed tornado. Emergency management confirmed tornado. So it's on the ground, apparently, or at least it may have been on the ground. I didn't see it personally. Storm Chaser I was watching, he kind of started leaving, so he's probably relocating to a different position. But there was a confirmed tornado on the ground. But what's going on is the storm is trying to occlude. It looks like, and if it continues doing that, it should eventually weaken a little bit, but it could re-strengthen later. The hook could try to come back outwards. But right now, this is a tornado on the ground, or at least was on the ground just a moment ago. Hartley, Texas, you're kind of out of it right now. You will be getting maybe some small hail and damaging, maybe some hail, maybe some smaller hail and some rain. We're still watching this cluster as it goes off into western Oklahoma. Should be all shifting to the southeast. Still going more easterly though. At least that's what it looks like to me. What's velocity looking like? Ooh, it's interesting. Still waiting. This is where most of your damaging wind gusts will be at. By the way, from like Elk City, from about maybe North Sentinel, Oklahoma through Elk City and Cheyenne. Maybe that's where I'm. That's where it looks like that's where the most of the damaging winds will occur. These are strengthening storms too. By the way, this storm up here in northwest Oklahoma, this is producing lime-sized hail, 2-inch hail. We still have a storm behind it that needs to be watched. All these storms in here are getting stronger and stronger. Once they just blow up, they converge together, and as they should shift to the southeast here real soon. And when the second they do, they will be producing. They can produce tornadoes, because like when these storms shift southeast, let's say you got storms shifting southeast and you have a southwesterly flow, and as this continues, and these storms and come together with that low level shear, it's gonna do this. Like you have the storm. Let's say this is a storm right here. You have the hook. Let's say you got a tornado kind of back up in here. Got the big hail up here, and that shear is gonna come up from the southwest and wrap straight into it. That's kind of how it works. And I just got a message from a friend. Anyways, I'm gonna be dealing with this. Wow, this is not oops. Look at this. Just incredible storms here. Trying to go up now in northwestern Oklahoma. These are shifting southeast towards Oklahoma City, by the way. So Oklahoma City and surrounding areas needs to watch these storms from like right now. They seem to be shifting kind of in this general direction. I'll try to get the best track I can on here. Think about right. They might be shifting. Some of these storms are still going a little more easterly. But yeah, definitely keeping an eye on on those storms. Let's go back to this tornado warning storm here in Texas, where we did have a confirmed tornado on the ground. Still have a little bit of a hook shape on there. Uh, but yeah, it's probably not on that. Wait. Ooh. Well, that looks. interesting to me. Hang on, I was looking at Radar Omega, and look at this. Let's get a velocity. Your tornado should be about here. Correlation coefficient. Ooh, that might be the tornado. That could be a tornado. Looks a little weird. Velocity looks a little weak. But man, that definitely could be your tornado right there west of Hartley, Texas. Um, yeah, that's definitely looking like that could be a tornado. And in the case, if this is a tornado, it is going to be about, let's see here. It is going to be about 10 miles southwest of Hartley, Texas. This is not going towards Hartley, Texas, but definitely some large hail in here. So we're definitely keeping an eye on the storm. It could the tornado if it is still is tornado on the ground. It is about 10 miles southwest of Hartley, Texas. Boom. Yeah, there it is. Couplet might be trying to tighten up a little bit here again. I mean it's in the spot. It's in the spot where a tornado should be on that CC drop, but it's just looks really like uneven. Really weird. Like, it's where a tornado should be, that CC drop. But man, it's just the velocity's kind of weaker. It's tight. It's tight enough to get that tornado warning, but like it's just not looking like horribly bad yet. And we have a fairly big tornado or severe thunderstorm warning now here in western Oklahoma. We have like a line. That looks concerning because you can get like spin up tornadoes in here where the shear wraps around and kind of digs in. This is going to be for 60-mile-per-hour winds and half-dollar sized hail. No tornado possible tag with these, but still need to watch these storms regardless, though, going into western Oklahoma. And if they don't stop moving east, they really can pose a pretty big threat for Oklahoma City. And we still have these storms just blowing up out here still. So I got some strong supercells, strong storms up here from about Visay and Camargo all the way out to Hitchcock and Watonga, Oklahoma. Still shifting east-southeast. Still need to watch these storms very closely. Uh, ooh. It looks like it's trying to come back up. Yeah, that might just be a tornado. It's looking a little on the weaker side. It looks a little weird. But velocity has come up right where a tornado should be, and there is a CC drop, a little bit of a weakness there. So man, these storms out in western Oklahoma right now. If they keep moving to kind of east northeast, we may not see like that. They certainly still could shift southeast, but they need to be watched real closely because these storms in these kind of environments are very dangerous. We have like one edge here, a cluster here, and this storm out here, and we're seeing continuing development out here as well. Actually, I'm gonna see if I can see this from my house. I can kind of see them from my house. Kind of. I can't see them all that well, but these storms are still a concern for Oklahoma City if they continue on this path. Ooh, interesting. Still watching this storm as these storms as they come into Oklahoma City eventually. How's this looking, by the way? This storm is not doesn't have a new tornado warning on it. This I mean it's not. See, there's not like very much weakness in it anymore, but definitely looked like it could have been a. There's a shower to the south, by the way, down here. A little thunderstorm, maybe supercell. So, missed tornado warning should be allowed to expire. We definitely still could see a new tornado warning, though, because this storm, it's. I mean, it has a bit of a couplet. Yeah, it's like it has this area here. It has this storm out ahead of it. It could, if it can pull it in, it could weaken a little bit, just by the position. But yeah, we're still keeping an eye out for this cluster out here. It's a very big cluster. I'm not seeing any hooks or anything, so I think the tornado threat is a bit more diminished with these. And these could have a bit more of an influence on this storm out here further to the west. And we still have this kind of leaning edge here, too. This kind of linear kind of motion almost here. So the Storm Prediction Center or National Weather Service has any new mesoscale discussions out? No, not quite. They do have a new severe thunderstorm watch out for eastern New Mexico, though. It's going to come out here, actually. Look at this. Kind of interesting. Low tornado risk. Well, some of this spots aren't even in a severe range. It's kind of interesting. Hmm. So you definitely need to keep a close eye on those. So going to look at here and at these storms, see if there's anything new. Kind of interested to see if there's like any velocity. Oh, well, there we go. I mean, there is. It looks like they are taking in some inflow, but they like not spinning. Maybe a bit of a hook here, but they're not like spinning like crazy fast though, which is good. But like I said, they're in an environment where they can very certainly keep spinning, like eventually spin and just keep spinning. By the way, there's a new tornado warning out for the cell to the west. I just got issued. Uh, I mean, it's not looking as impressive as it was earlier, and there's not a tornado on the ground anymore. It is a radar indicated rotation. But there's no yeah nothing right now for any new mesoscale discussions. Cape value still should be looking the same on the H-R model. I don't think the H-R model. Oh, new run available. Okay. Uh, let's see if there's anything really new. I mean, there is. It is showing the storm still up here. We can see the storm still here. And these shift southeast into Oklahoma City metro area. And Oklahoma City itself could still see plenty of damaging winds, large hail, and even maybe a tornado or two. They didn't name the same though. Still nothing new in the Storm Prediction Center besides that tornado watch, or sorry, severe thunderstorm watch. And this storm right here, by the way, this is not tornadic, not even severe. It's this storm up here that is causing a tornado warning. Let's look at velocity. It's not looking very impressive at all. This does a little bit of a tight rotation, but it's nowhere near as impressive as it was before. These storms still moving more easterly, and it eventually should kind of bow out before shifting more to the southeast. It looks like these storms. It looks like they might be going down just a tad. But yeah, this storm right here is starting to weaken out, but still supercells strong, very strong storms. But how long has this been going, by the way? 2.5 hours, just about. And this storm right here started kind of out here in southeast Colorado near Campo. So definitely some very interesting storms still ongoing. Here. Look at these storms in southwest Missouri. Here, these might be just barely out ahead of the cold front, but I do want to take a peek at these storms. I heard there may be some amateur radio spotter just outside of Galena, Kansas, reported high winds and 8-inch tree limbs down. Huh. Yeah, there's definitely some damaging winds in that. There's only 2 tornado warnings right now. One of them is pretty much expired now, though. It's been allowed to expire. And it's still out in Hartley County, Texas. And the time is coming up to 6 o'clock. At 8 o'clock, depends on how the storms are acting. I may shut off the live stream for a little bit. Get a bit more prepared, a bit more well prepared, and maybe start up a second live stream. I'm not totally sure if I'm going to stay up later than 8 still and live streaming. I might, but I may not. Can't guarantee that. But just look at this kind of big glob of storms out here still. I'm going to see if a storm prediction center has anything new. Does not quite look like it. We should see a new mesoscale discussion here in central Oklahoma, though. Maybe, maybe not. So autographs out here are impressive still. back now. Let's go and see what these storms are doing here in northwestern Oklahoma. They're still pretty strong storms, but they do look like they've come down just a little bit from their last couple scans. Still going to see some large hail in there, maybe golf balls, ping pongs in there. Looks like a little shear, like a little hook on this itty bitty storm. Maybe a little hook on that storm, maybe a little less of a hook on that one, but right now still looking at these storms here. This storm here in Hartley, Texas. This tornado warning actually goes out to northeastern Oldham County as well. So, but there's a little area, still area spin, area circulation. Hmm.
No, they're for Adam and Crab.
These dogs get out. Got me some new M&Ms. Yummy. I'm gonna have to get off here in like probably 10 minutes for a few minutes. Cause my mother is making dinner, so I'll be taking a little break for that. But my goodness, these storms are like, yeah, these storms might be finally shifting more further south. Yeah, they're starting to try to take that lunge. And we have these storms right here as well. Once these kind of merge, all hazards threat will be an all hazards threat will be available for the Oklahoma City metro and surrounding areas. But right now, still only one singular tornado warning. It's for this storm out here. It's kind of longer, though. It's kind of like elongated, so that may help reduce the tornado threat, but it probably can bring up the damaging winds threat a little bit. So keeping a close eye on this storm still. Not for tornado, but see how long it kind of is right now. So maybe, just maybe that tornado threat has come down some there. Let's move south. Oh, no, that was right radar. Is this storm rotating? Like this? I mean, like, it totally could be having a little, it does have a little bit of spin in there. So, a couple storms up here to the north as well, north of Dallas and Fort Worth, which is right here, kind of sandwiched between this big storm to the south and several smaller cells to the north, two of them being severe. Oklahoma City, on the other hand, not sandwiched, but yeah, about to get slammed out here to the east, or sorry, west, by two separate areas. And these cells up here to the north, diving south. It's like a little piece trying to lunge to the southwest. Might be trying to take some inflow here, actually. We could be seeing like a little meso trying to develop there, but it's in a really weird spot. Kind of awkward positioning for a meso. But this storm right here, by the way, in between this absolute blob of storms and this tornado warning storm, which, by the way, actually looks like it, on radar Omega, looks like it may be trying to protrude back outwards a little. May have a new area spin trying to develop a little bit, but right now, the rotation in this area, it's kind of, see how it's kind of more longer, kind of elongated out. It's more, more efficient for, damaging winds. So, look at the mess out here, by the way. Still absolute mess out in the southern plains. And just look at this. There's storms out here. There's storms here, storms here, storms here, storms here, storms here. Storms in Missouri, northeast Oklahoma, southeast Kansas. Storms out here developing in New Mexico. Storms in Colorado. It is just an absolute mess of storms. Blobs of storms right now. Tornado threat is should continue to increase throughout the evening. I just saw area spin here hanging on, but I don't think that's I think this tornado warning should maybe drop, just might. I'm not seeing any cancellations, so, but we still have some still very unstable out here, but we do have some of these other showers and thunderstorms going up. These could help help bring the storm down, but again, kind of out ahead of it, kind of just out here is kind of very unstable warm air. But there's like something, I don't know if this shouldn't be a gust front, but there's like some sort of, it could be like fleeing animals. I've seen that happen before. Like birds, bats. And we still have, looks like maybe a little hook developing now. Here, it's very weird. It's most likely not a hook, but just watching as this storm evolves is kind of interesting. By the way, here's like some of the other storms right here to the south, and this is still going to the east or northeast. Very weird to look at, but oop, didn't mean to go out that far. Now let's get down here at these storms right here on the border of Louisiana and Texas. It looks like there may be a little bit of a gust front out ahead of this thing. Yeah, it's a gust front, maybe. Kind of includes back into the storm though. It does have some big hail, and it looks like a little hail core there. What is it for? It's about lime size, 70-mile-per-hour winds. So that's a fairly strong storm there. By the way, here's like we should be seeing a bit of a line forming. It looks like you may see a line. It may look like a little bit of a line, but no. It's just a big several blobs of storms. It's very, very weird. I honestly don't see the derecho forming until these things can shift further south. Like in a few minutes. Still not seeing like a whole lot of tight rotation. I think this tornado warning will be dropped. So, by the way, we're approaching on like the 3-hour mark of this live stream. It's 2 hours and 48 minutes. Flooding risk. I think the flood risk is still there. Maybe some localized flooding because it's still very saturated out today. Where I live in Oklahoma, it is still very saturated out here. My neighbor, they were trying to mow, and I can see their mower getting sunk into the ground. Like there were some tire tracks in a specific spot. They got like a swamp out where I live once earlier this year. It was crazy. Here in Oklahoma. Let's go check these storms out for a little bit. Watauga, you may get ready for some hail. It's looking a little less impressive than earlier, though. Ping pong ball size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. It's still in a very favorable environment. But out here, it's not as favorable for like very large hail. But ooh, that looks. What is that? That maybe mesocyclone right there. Looks like it's a hook. Yeah, that's a hook. It has been developing inflow. We could be seeing a tornado. We might see a tornado warning out for this cell here in a bit. Yeah, and again, this is still traveling southeast. So I do want to look at this on Radar Omega because that looks It looks a little interesting to me. It looks like a hook. It does have a little, almost a couplet looking thing on there. I don't. It's not. This is what's really interesting to me. Like, it looks like it could totally be a couplet, but then on reflectivity, it just looks so weird. But it is still, again, in a favorable environment for these storms to rotate. So, although I think this tornado warning was dropped, I don't think this is going to have another tornado warning out to the west in the Texas Panhandle. 70-mile-per-hour winds now showing up at these storms in western Oklahoma. Just wanted to point that out. Looks like from Dill City up to Strong City, Oklahoma, pretty much in this area, especially on this leading edge. Get ready for damaging winds. We're talking like 60, 70 mile per hour winds. I'm actually going to go and shift up and zoom out for pretty much kind of out in this direction. Dill so hang on, I'm trying to do this a bit better. By the way, this storm is going back up. There's a very large hail in there. What's the velocity? Velocity's looking like really weird. Like it looks like it's trying to get inflow, but at the same time, it's just like failing to do so. But looks like, to me, it looks like it's trying to develop a little bit of inflow, but at the same time, the reds are a little bit stronger, so it could create an outflow boundary instead. Create gust front, and that shifts further to the southeast. And if that does, then there's not going to be any tornadoes out of this thing. But as this thing can really kind of hook up here, we can definitely see a strong area of circulation try to develop and be maybe a tornado warning out of this thing. Oh, there it is, mesoscale discussion. Merging clusters. It doesn't have a tornado tag on this. The severe wind and hail theory will continue this afternoon, both with more discrete storms and merging clusters. So we do have merging clusters. These are shifting to the southeast. I think there still will be a potential for a tornado or two out here, though. But yeah, right now it's several multi-cell clusters and transient cells. Supercells has recently developed across western into central Oklahoma with a history of at least marginally severe hail. These storms are increasing in coverage and intensity along a diffuse and broad Boris clinic boundary along the northern extent of deeper, richer moisture. Mixed layer Cape ranges from 1,500 to 5,000 joules per kilogram along the Baroque clinic boundary, and the ongoing storms are expected to move or propagate southeastward towards the OKC metro. Along this boundary over the next hour or so, gradual upscale growth into an MCS is likely over the next 2 to 4 hours, where severe gusts will become the main threat. In the meantime, severe hail is likely with the more intense, semi-discrete storms. So yeah, I think there's still maybe a chance for a tornado or two, though. Out of these cells, because it did try to just develop inflow a little bit. Tried. But yeah, it's definitely an very interesting area to me. Ooh, that's... Ooh, hold up. It looks like... Goes in, looks like shear's trying to go back up into the hook. Trying to hook out a little, maybe. Hmm. Does sound like dinner's done though, so I will be going for a little bit. I'll leave my radar app up here for you guys though, but I'll be back in like 10-15 minutes. All right, everybody. A new tornado warning. It's the only one. It is in Oklahoma for Blaine, Canadian, and Kingfisher counties. I was actually in my kitchen watching TV while I was eating my dinner, and right now watching Storm Chasers right now on the TV. I was watching them, and it does appear to be a little more inflow or outflow dominant. Hopefully, it's not tornado warned for long, but right now on its path, it is shifting southeast. And as yeah, this storm is right now is shifting towards El Reno, Mustang, and the western Oklahoma City metro area. It does look like it's about to merge with the bigger blob to the west. But if this area is like mesocyclone can stay out ahead of it as this entire blob shifts to the southeast, it should hopefully, or not hopefully, it should hopefully weaken, or yeah, weaken just a little bit. But right now, it is still a tight area spin. It's the only game, real game in the entire states, all the state United States. So, actually, you might want to just keep her here because it's probably by the time you get her, it's going to be too dangerous to really take her out. Uh, See here, I was looking outside, seeing if I can see it from my house. And right now, this entire line, it is a severe warning for 70 mile per hour winds. The hail through it may not be all that much, but nice. So I'm texting my cousin her now because she's home and got her home alone. So Alright, right now. Uh, which ways are these things moving? It does look like it's trying to shift. It's still going a bit southeast, but it might be trying to shift further south. Yeah, it may miss Oklahoma City. Anyways, and right now it's still shifting a little southeast, and it is becoming more of a line, but it is still is tornado warned. Actually, it looks like it's a little weird to see, but it is back there. If the whole line can shift further southeast, looks this is still moving a little. It looks like it is shifting the entire line. If it shifts southeast, a tornado warning may remain for the storm, and we might get more ahead of it. Right now, it is looking like it is more to the. What to the west? It looks still looks very weird, but it's still spinning, still tight enough to have the tornado warning on it. But hmm. Oh, we're still looking at several different areas. It looks like some maybe large hail up here around Watauga going down the green field. Ooh, that looks weird. What's the velocity looking at that? It's not very strong, but dang. Right now, the storm is like trying to become more of a line now. Still has like this big blob to the south, though. But yeah, right now, how's this? How's these storm? How are these storms looking though? Okay, so right now, tornado warning still remains in effect for about another 8 minutes. Not sure if a new one will be issued. I don't think there will be, but at least until I see more action. But This just says golf ball size hail. Hmm. My phone's getting low again, so we'll have to turn it off for a bit. But we're still watching these storms to get a little crazy now. See, here my radar scope crashed. It's fine. I believe the tornado warning was dropped, by the way, and it's still there, but the rotation spin isn't there anymore all that much. Now, don't get me wrong, I think we could see still if these storms can develop inflow as they come closer to the Oklahoma City metro area. What they could do is try to develop more inflow, especially as they develop and produce like a KLCS tornado or two, especially as they pull in these showers. Now we're coming up to about 7 o'clock. Once the clock hits 7 for me, I might go ahead and stop the live stream. So we're probably going to end it here in a minute. Yeah,